Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Alright folks, well today we've got a very pissed off Liberal Hive Mind video. Of course something you guys have seen before, especially as of late, with all the craziness going on. Well, that's exactly it. The craziness continues. Democrats, and yes I mean Democrats, not just the DOJ and the FBI, I mean it's all basically the same machine. We call it the Democrat machine. You guys better have rock solid, undeniable, undisputable evidence of a serious crime to be conducting a raid on the former president of the United States' personal home. I mean, you better have a real smoking gun, or you have made a seriously grave mistake. Or yet again, another serious political miscalculation. And of course, I'm a day late on making a video on this topic, waiting for all of the information to sort of trickle in. What's been released so far is still unconfirmed and very vague. But for us who have been following the endless witch hunt of Donald Trump since basically the moment he came down that escalator, well, I think we're approaching this from the witch hunt angle, that it's yet again a complete overstep from federal agencies in the endless pursuit to stop Donald Trump at any cause. And if that's the case, if my hunch is correct, and if there's no concrete explanation or serious undeniable proof here, then a line has been crossed. Well, frankly, the line was crossed with the FISA warrant all those years ago, but this is much more public, much more visual, and we are moving into unprecedented times. Let me give you guys an update and we'll just do some basic commentary on what's going on here. We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so the first question is, what exactly were they raiding Donald Trump's home for? I mean, to raid someone's home, to have a search warrant, you gotta have evidence of a crime. A judge has to sign off on that. Currently, based on the information that we have right now, the search warrant is sealed. Oh, so very convenient. But apparently, the New York Times has an inside scoop. Isn't that just so interesting? Definitely adds to the credibility that Donald Trump's home is raided, and somehow the New York Times gets a hint. We have this piece from the Daily Wire. Details emerge about what FBI agents were searching for in raid of Trump's home, report says. The investigation is, quote, focused on material that Trump had brought with him to Mar-a-Lago, his private club and residence, after he left the White House, the New York Times reported. Those boxes contained many pages of classified documents. And so based on the initial reporting that we have access to right now, Donald Trump's home was raided by the FBI, the former president of the United States, publicly raided by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, signed off by Merrick Garland, most likely signed off by the president, and a federal judge because of Toiletgate. And is it any surprise that the New York Times happens to be reporting on this, happens to have the inside scoop, when the New York Times is actually the outlet that's behind Toiletgate and Maggie Haberman's bombshell claim that Donald Trump is flushing documents at Mar-a-Lago down the toilet with the infamous picture that we covered a couple days ago? Is it a coincidence? Of course, we have absolutely no idea, but it smells fishy. I mean, it smells to the high heavens. I don't want to jump to any conclusions, which is why I've been waiting for all of the information to trickle in, instead of immediately just recording a video based on my immediate reaction. So I'm not going to say for certain that this is what the FBI was looking for and that this whole thing is a sham, because you never know. I mean, they might actually have something on Donald Trump, but I'm highly skeptical. This seems like a continuation of what we've seen from these Democrat corrupt federal agencies over the last 6 years. If the reports are correct and this warrant was issued because of possible classified White House documents allegedly being stashed and stored at Mar-a-Lago, well, there better be a serious criminal component connected to the whole ordeal to justify raiding a president's home for a couple pieces of paper. Not to mention, based on the information that I have access to, I mean, I'm not the smartest guy or the most well-read guy on the planet. I try to do my best, but from my understanding, ex-presidents are privy to classified information. Ex-presidents still have Secret Service, still get intelligence briefings, and so I'm trying to wrap my head around this. I'm trying to understand what exactly was the crime to issue a full-scale warrant and full-scale search. I mean, they sent a massive group of FBI agents to tear his home apart, to break into his safe, which by the way they found nothing in. For what? Some possible White House documents from the Trump administration? Again, those documents better directly connect Donald Trump to a serious crime, or the FBI is going to be in a very, very sticky situation. I mean, this is the former president of the United States, for Pete's sakes. It's not a White House intern or a foreign spy who stole documents from the National Archive. It's the president of the United States and his documents from his administration, if he even has those documents to begin with, or if, again, I'm not a lawyer, it's even illegal in the first place for him to possess them, which I don't think it is. It shows you the despicable double standard. It shows you how far these corrupt federal agencies, who have clearly been politicized at this point, are willing to go in the name of stopping Donald Trump. It's at all cost, no matter what, never ending. This was enough to issue a warrant and raid Donald Trump's home. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton bleach bit her hard drives, smashed hard drives and smashed cell phones, had a secret personal email server where she was receiving classified information, and James Comey decided not to pursue that investigation or not to pursue Hillary Clinton because he didn't believe that she had ill intent. I'm paraphrasing, but it was something along those lines. They also didn't want to go after the Democrat presidential candidate and affect the election. Well, it shows you the double standard. Hillary Clinton gets away with it, even when it's a fact that she broke the law. Even CNN couldn't run away from it.
Somebody who is absolutely disqualified from becoming president. They destroyed BlackBerries with hammers in the State Department. That's not what we want the president to say.
Actually,
and by the way,
Evan, hold on. Can you fact check that? Hang on, Evan Perez. Hammers, fact check that for me, please, on the fly.
Yes, they did, Brooke. As you mentioned, there were 13 devices, mobile devices, and 5 iPads that the FBI said that, in some way were used with her private email server, and they did, in some cases, just destroy them with hammers when they were done using them.
But of course, the same standard doesn't apply to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the frontrunner for the presidential nomination ahead of 2024. He is the leader of the Republican Party, and they raid his home right ahead of a midterm and going into the 2024 election without a care in the world if he's the former president, without a care in the world that he's most likely going to be Joe Biden's opposition ahead of 2024, and it shows you just how biased and corrupt these federal agencies are. Again, I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but this whole thing, the timing, if this is really about archives, Maggie Haberman, I believe her name is, from the New York Times, released this information and Axios released a report back in February 2022, over 6 months ago. And now, all of a sudden, before the 2022 midterm, Donald Trump's home is raided? Something is seriously, seriously fishy, folks. In fact, it seriously stinks. The American people deserve transparency on the probable cause, the actual evidence behind this search warrant, and who signed off and who issued this search warrant to begin with. We're getting reports that the Biden White House was blindsided by this raid. I highly doubt that to be the case. And we're also getting reports that possibly the federal judge who signed off on the search warrant was allegedly Jeffrey Epstein's ex-lawyer. We're not going to go too deep down that rabbit hole because a lot of it is unconfirmed, but the point being, they better start coming up with some serious, clear answers as to justify this raid on Donald Trump's home, the ex-president, for Pete's sakes. And if all they have is National Archives toilet gate from the New York Times, then oh boy, they've stirred up a serious political storm. That's basically what I got for you guys though. There's really not that much information to cover. The conclusion of this video is I know the smell of corruption. I mean, we've smelled it before, and that's definitely what I'm currently getting a whiff of. Thanks for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.